think we're doing good today. We should be live. All right, here we are back with the GiO. It's a black SOUNDGEAR non-active pickups, blah blah blah. And we have run out of adjustment height on this saddle right here. And that means that I've got to put a shim in this neck. Now, one thing about this neck that I know I'm getting right into it, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's really cool. I appreciate your support of my channel, and be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. We'll hit that later. This string action here on this G string, it's a 5-string bass obviously, is too high. And I can't get it down low enough to make it acceptable for my setup. So we're going to do a shim in this, and that's a subject of kind of great debate, I suppose. But we're going to make one for this. We're going to pull the neck off of here and make sure that the strings don't fall off. So here's my method. Hey, Rogue. Yo, how are we doing today, man? I hope you're doing great. Happy Monday. Let me change my neck holder and get my tuner out here. And oh, probably have some bass going there. I should have some bass going in there. Let me see if I've got some sound here. Just one. Oh, that's the wrong. That's the wrong. Oh yeah. Let's do this. I got a bass. So let's make some bass sound. Alright, we should have some bass tones in there. We'll turn the volume off here. Let's see. Should have no bass tones now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Getting stuff newly set up here. Freezing at work. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. We're having some beautiful weather here in my neck of the woods. That's what we call it here in good old, mostly cold and wet Oregon. Welcome to the channel today, dude. I'm sorry that it's cold where you're working. That is a total bummer. Ask me why I don't plumb houses anymore. I believe the northwest part of the United States, you know, it's cold up in Alaska and Canada. I get that. But usually when it's cold up there, it's snowing. Move to the north. Yeah, and hang on just a moment. I gotta turn off. Now, it is not cold here, but we have the air conditioning on, and it made it too cold for me because I'm a skinny little dude. But Oregon and Washington, I think, maybe Idaho, Montana, those northern states, it gets cold, but it's 32 degrees and raining, not 30 degrees and snowing. So not only are you cold because the temperature's cold, but you're even colder because you get wet. And yeah, you can no, northern hemisphere. Yeah, I don't know where. Forgive me, man. I don't know where you're located, but thank you for tuning in today. So out plumbing houses, I spent a lot of time in the Portland, Oregon area, and man, I'll tell you what. There ain't nothing worse, in my humble opinion, than cold and wet. And I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of arguments over that little bit of that little statement. All right, so let's pull the neck off of this, and we'll cut a neck shim to fit this. Oh, and I'm going to put a I've already got it strung up with brand new strings. And so we're going to put a capo on this to hold the strings in place. And I'm not even going to loosen the tension of the strings. And we're going to get started. Don't use power tools on a guitar. only on basses. And if you do use a power tool on a bass or a guitar, okay, so it already has a shim in the neck. Let's see what this is. I'm going to pull this out of here. It's a piece of sandpaper. That's great. So what I'm going to do, sandpaper, this has a fabric back on it, and what happens with these is you put them in here and they get squished, and then the shim is no longer doing its duty to shim the neck properly, which may be why we're seeing the string action has come up on that. It may have gotten squished inside here. I'm going to get these chips of wood off of here that are kind of crumbling out. All right. That way I know I've got a nice flat surface to work with. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Mine started off with a real pleasant conversation with somebody today. And I'm being sarcastic as you could possibly hope for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit longer shim in here. Now, this is the subject of great debate. You know, let's see. So we're about, okay, so I'm going to cut this off right about here, because I know the width of it is wide enough to fill this neck socket, right? We can cut the edges of it off. Now, I'm going to cut one about, maybe 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch wide, and I am using a good old-fashioned guitar pick guard that you would stick on an acoustic guitar, right? Okay, let's cut this off straight. I like to cut these pretty square so that they fit properly in the pocket. And we'll cut this side off about the right length. Want to make sure it's not too wide. Just sneak up on it. It's not absolutely certain that you get it to be exactly precise. That's not really necessary, but it is nice to have a nice fitting shim if you're going to do this, and it looks nice. Now, the thing about using this is that it won't be squished when I put it in here. Right? I'm going to pull the sticky tape off of here so that we only have this thick of a shim. So a fairly thin piece of material here. I'm going to take the guitar, or the bass, excuse me, Freudian slip. Now, I'm also going to go on the inside. I'm not going to turn this around so you can see it, but I am cleaning off the inside of this pocket. Get all the wood chips out of here. Oops, I'm using just a little brush like this. Got kind of a stiff tooth brush. Yeah, there's a bunch of chunks in here, so, and dust. Guck. Holy smokes, there's a lot of dust in here. I'm not sure what happened to this thing, but we'll get her all cleaned out. All right, let's see if I can show you. So I've cleaned out that neck pocket. It had all kinds of wood chips and guck in there. And I have placed that shim. And also, I just realized I forgot to peel off the condom that goes over this thing. Now, it's not important to necessarily tape these into place or glue them into place. In fact, gluing them is not a good idea. They can just be resting in here. These pick guards have a good little bit of sticky stuff on the back of them. So I've got that one in there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is cut a narrower shim and push it into the back. So we'll cut another piece of this beautiful pick guard that I'm only going to make about half the width of that one, maybe a little less than half. And you'll notice I'm not measuring anything because this is kind of I don't know, a what would I say, a shot in the dark kind of. And Ozzy will be coming after me any minute. Hope everybody's having a really great Monday. I've gotten that nice and straight, and we'll cut it to width. Fits in there nicely. We'll cut the corners off. So now I've got a nice little, neat little shim. Scissors are awesome for this sort of stuff. The Milkman's Kid, you build guitars too, that's awesome. I wish I could say I built them. I don't build them very often, but I may, in fact, let's take a moment to show you one that I am actually, it's a kit guitar. I don't build them, man. I wish I could say I do, but I don't have time. I spend so much time doing this that I can't, I don't have time to actually build a guitar. So we're going to place that shim back here. Now I can see that it doesn't go back as far as I'd like it. I want it to get it back in this pocket as far as I can. So I realize that I'm going to have to take a little bit more off of these corners. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to look perfect. There we go. We've got both of those shims in there nicely. Looks pretty okay. Ain't perfectly straight, but the idea here is to taper this down so that the neck is making as good a contact across here as it can, but it's lifting up the back end of this neck. I'm sorry if you couldn't see what I was doing there. Here are my shims in here. There's one, it's about a, I don't know, a little over, maybe not quite 3/8 of an inch, and this one's about 5/8 of an inch wide. You can make them longer, which would, you know, we'll have to do a test on this whole theory about how wide should you cut a shim, all right? Or maintain that. Yeah, thank you. It's what I do. It's what my channel's kind of been built around. I did do a lot of music for quite some time, but kind of got away from that, I guess. Now, keep in mind, when I did this, you know, I did not detune these strings or didn't loosen the string tension at all. I'm going to put this back in here. Oop, I lost the screw. Alright, okay, so there's that. Where'd that screw go? Let's put one more of these in here. There we go. Where'd my screw go? Where did it go? It fell on the floor. Had to have. It wouldn't just fall right here on my bench. It would have to fall on the floor. Okay. And, oh, there it is, right in front of my face. There we go. Okay, let's get this. Now, I will be using a screwdriver to tighten those up a little bit more. Where's my favorite big old number 3? No, I'm joking. There she is. All right. Got a few more turns on it there because I don't have my torque set super tight because really unnecessary. If you're using a drill on an instrument, just you don't have to make it so tight that you know you're stripping screws out or the wood out. Let's see. You say I'll be charged? Yeah. No. This is for those people. You know, we live in a small town, and there are a lot of people who live in areas like this that they don't have somebody like me around that they can faithfully take their guitar to and trust with. And so I've set up my channel to try and help folks be able to fix their own instruments ultimately. Okay, so definitely, now this instrument has way too much neck relief, and I have turned the truss rod as far as I can turn it. I'm just checking to make sure I've got a good joint here. I'm gonna grab my flashlight. These black guitars are kind of hard to see if everything is meeting up precisely. Now what I'm looking at here is making sure, yep, now I've got a big old gap right there, right? So what we got to do, that is not appropriate. So what we're going to do, we're going to undo this this screw. And we're going to undo this screw, undo this one, and pull these out. We are going to push this thing down. Interesting. This thing does not want to sit snug in here. I may have to tap on this thing with a hammer. Now the bummer is about doing this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna get a little creative here. Let me see. Oh, I can see one thing that's happening here. That saddle slid over. Okay. So I want to get this thing that does not want to go in there all the way. You have to tap this thing with a hammer. I don't like to take the strings off of an instrument if I don't have to, but in this case, because of what I'm experiencing here, I got to do it. So we're going to loosen the string tension, and usually I don't have to do this, but this one's giving me a little bit of trouble. Yeah, you saw me take the strings off of this, or the neck off of this thing, without even loosening the string tension. I know, gosh, what would you do that for? But here we go. I think it's just getting pulled up on just due to the string tension. And I would love to find a string line. Let me unplug this thing. I don't need it plugged in right now. We'll play through it here in a bit. When I get things set up properly. Okay. Got a tight spot in this one. I hope that one's not broken. So a few things I've done on this instrument thus far. Okay, yeah, taking that string tension off of it allowed it to sit down nice and tight, and I can see that my shim is doing its job. So taking the string action, or string tension, that's interesting. What just fell? Oh, my paintbrush. Now, there we go. Now we're talking. There's a little gap there, and that's just due to the, oh, that's what that was. Oh, crud. One of the washers fell off onto the floor. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm going to be here for a while looking for this thing. Let's see how hard this is to find. And also, thanks to y'all and your support of my channel and the generous donations from folks. Oh, crap. Oh, I did not want that to happen. Oh, man. This is not going to be easy to find. I need a white floor. In fact, I'm going to probably go get some paint and paint this floor white. Let's turn some light on. If you did happen to see where that washer ended up, please let me know. Because it will bounce into absolutely nowhereville. Hey, man. Yeah, man, that's the whole point of my channel. I lost... Justin, did that thing land in my pocket? Good morning, sir. Justin, Jamprosound. Be sure to go over to his channel and subscribe. Oh, goodness sakes. There it is. I found it. Oh, my God. Look at that. I found it. Holy smokes. All right. That was a lucky find. Go over to his channel and be sure to subscribe to his channel. He does not have a ton of content up, but definitely anything he has up is really interesting to watch and learn from. Boy, they built a messy bass the day they built this one. See all this stuff coming out of this hole right here? That sounded kind of strange, didn't it? Okay. Now, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one down. There we go. Now I can feel that I'm getting a good, tight joint here. Alright. No, I did not strip that screw. Giving these all a good turn. Now I'm hoping my audio is okay today. We made some small adjustments while I was at home over the weekend. Jampro was so kind to help me make those adjustments, and I am truly grateful to him for that. He is an amazing audio engineer and has really wonderful ears, surprisingly, being a guitar player. He told me over the weekend, I listened to the guys that warned me about being careful with my hearing. So, and I'll save this piece of neck shim material. Actually, it is a pick guard from a guitar, right? I use this stuff. We have multitudes of these. People buy guitars all the time, and we always offer to install these pick guards, and a lot of folks don't want them. So we keep that material around just for instances just like this. So now I've got the shim in here. It's time to, I know that I can't adjust the neck relief, so we're gonna go ahead and set this thing up. There we go. This is, again, it's a 5-string bass, so I'll be using my strobe tuner, because it hears, actually I might do this using my NeuralDSP tuner on the dark glass plug-in today. You guys should be able to hear these instruments that I'm working on from now going forward. You should be able to hear them in stereo and direct. Now, a couple things I did just real quickly. Tighten up all the hardware on this thing. We've replaced one. This is a machine head that was broken on this instrument. I swapped it out. I have, here's how it broke. The stem of it broke off right here. These are really affordable, I say affordable, I don't want to say cheap, but they're cheap machine heads, and they broke. So years and years and years of use, and this guy, the guy that owns this instrument is a very good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, and he was our fill-in bass player 2 weeks ago at a gig we had, and he did an amazing, fantastic job of that. So thank you, Jeff, for that. Now I can adjust the string action to an appropriate height. Right, get these saddles up, get the set screws down below the top of the saddle so they're not digging into your hand. Fulio, hi man, how's it going? Sounds good. I appreciate that, hearing that. Now we'll get to tuning this thing up. I just want to, I'm going to see where I'm at with pitch on that G string that's snark. Okay, It's looking pretty good. I'm just making kind of a preemptive strike here on the setup on this thing. I'm not measuring anything just yet. But unfortunately, again, this instrument, the truss rod is tightened as far as it can go. I think any more I would be risking breaking the truss rod, and we do not wish to do that at all. And having this neck shim, proper neck shim in this thing is going to really help, I think, possibly help the sound of the instrument, although I've never had a complaint that a neck shim has caused somebody's instrument to not sound good or change the tone or anything like that. That's another, again, maybe a mental, I don't know. I don't think it does change the tone. I have shims in both of my Stratocasters that I play at gigs all the time, and I've put them in there and never noticed a bit of tonal problems. All right. Whoop, where'd my stool go? There we go. I cannot believe I found that washer that fell out. Just about to start work. Oh, thank you, Fulio. I appreciate you stopping in today. So, again, I'm just making kind of a preemptive strike on the string height, and now I'm going to measure it. And look at that. I got that one exactly where I want it, which is about 2/64 of an inch. Let me get you down here where you can see. So the string action on this was up around 6/64, and now I've got it down at about 3.5/64, and I might be able to go lower than that, but we shall see. And I'm going to go ahead and start making the actual measurements to get the string action on this thing where I like it. 1, 2, and I'm also looking for these saddles to be nice and level with relationship to the top of the instrument. And I'm measuring each one of these, and there we are at 3.5. I'm going to come up just another two little spins on that thing. 3.5. Let's get a little bit higher. It's looking good. There we are at 4. I'm going to bring that back about a half a turn each on each side. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. The camera guys. Right? Okay, and then I'm measuring at the 12th fret. I may want to switch that to the 17th fret. We'll see how this setup goes. And then we'll put the mojo on it after I get these strings up to the height that I like to see. I'm measuring. I don't do this by eye, I do it by measuring stuff. I hope everybody's having a really great Monday. Mine's been just pretty awesome so far. Had a client of mine come in and pick up some CDs that I made for her. There we go, looking really good. We're starting to shape up here really nicely. This is looking really good. I'm going for 5/64 on these lower strings and 4/64, 4.5, 4, and then 3.5. Right? Okay, so I want 5. We've got to give these strings enough room to spin in a circle so that they aren't no fret buzz. There's no fret buzz. That is 5, and then on this low B, we may have to go a little bit higher than this on this low B, but this instrument has an extreme amount of neck relief. Unfortunately, I can't correct that. The truss rod has been turned to its length, the farthest it can go. And again, I fear that anything more and I'd be risking breaking a truss rod on this thing. They look really nice now. 5.5/64. We're going to call that good. Now let's tune this thing, and I'm going to do this so that you can hear me. I have a tusk nut. Thinks about swapping out to bone. Boy, I am a fan of the tusk nuts. Don't get me wrong, man. I really like those. So I mean, if it's something that you want to practice doing, by all means, do it. This is a plastic nut, so not the biggest fan. Let me see. If I go here, I've got the Dark Glass Ultra going. Let me look at this. Oh, come on. And I've got parallax on here too. You should be able to hear that pretty well. Just all the knobs dimed on this. Let me check my input on this. I haven't checked the bass yet. I can. Giving it a little more gain. There we go. Alright, that should be sounding pretty good. Now, we're going to put the tuner on here, and I'll be looking at the tuner. And let's see, unmuted. Alright, let's see where our B is. Boy, this tuner works great on my new laptop. I gotta put my glasses on, I can't see. And we'll give you a full bird's eye view here, I think. How's that? A little better? Maybe get see a We've got it up to pitch pretty close, and let's double check our measurements because I brought the tension up quite a bit, which created more neck relief. So now I know that the string action is gonna be a bit too high. 6/64, 5/64, 5/64, 4.5, and 4.5. So now we're gonna, now we've got it pretty well tuned. I'm going to turn the volume down on that. Hopefully that sounded all right. So here we go. We're at 4.5. I want to bring that down a little bit. We're just going to take it down to about 3.5 here at the 12th fret. There we go. That's at 4.5. I want to take this down to about 4. Kind of graduate my my string action on these. It's what I've found to be most comfortable when setting up most instruments. Just kind of graduate them, especially on a bass, because you've got these big strings down here. You want to get them as close as you can to make them easy to play. But you also don't want to get them so close that they get fret buzz, which I doubt this instrument's going to have any fret buzz. But it's already looking great. We'll let you guys take a look at this. You can see the photo that I put up on this live stream, and I'll take a look at the messages here in a moment. But I got to stay busy on this one because I have another guitar that I got to get to today also. Making just tiny little movements here. Sneak up on it. All right, and that one's up too high, so we're going to bring this down. And I'll check my tuning here again, because I know the pitch is dropping as I lower these, and so the neck tension is changing. I usually on a bass like this, I usually have to do this 3 or 4 times to get it right, just due to the tension changes. Let's check. Change pitch at all. That's kind of cool, kind of nice. And got a little buzz there. It's just because it's single coil pickups in this thing. But also I'm following the neck radius here by doing it like this. There's a lot of guys who use those the rounded off or radius following tools, and that's fine. But I measure them, then I know that it's how I've been doing it for a long time, and I just don't like to change. Still up around, almost down at 5. We're going to try and get this low B down at 5 and see how it works. All right, so we're going for boy, these tuners work so nicely on this computer. Holy smoke. Alright, let's give it a little tickle and see how she sounds. Hopefully the audio is doing okay. Hopefully my audio. Gotta go punching. Oh man, have a good day. Be safe out there. Jesse Mackay. Jesse Michael, hello man. Aloha, Fulio. Oh, nice. You're not that far from me, I don't think. Really, as the world goes? Yeah. I went to our family summer cottage to film and record. Excellent, good for you. Just finished, sent my song in a hat. Oh, cool, cool. Let's see. I work on stuff. My wife wants to do stuff. Fulio. Ask me why I'm not married. No, I'm joking. I would love to be married again. I picked a not a good one. Major buzz on the bass signal. Yeah, that's probably, sorry about that. It's probably because it's single coils. And the electricity here sucks, but I don't know what more I can do about that. Aside from, also there might be some distortion on the bass. Let me see.
I always think you're talking to me.
Oh.
And I was thinking, Marshall, you got to talk way louder than that, dude. We're both deaf.
There's 18 million people waiting for you to yell at me.
I'll think of something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The Les Paul is too good of a job. I can't even joke about that.
All right. Major buzz on the bass. Okay, let me check Reaper here. That should be quieter. And we'll turn the tuner. I'll leave the tuner off. Let me see. Got a little bit of a gate on it, and I do have a patch. I don't have any of the factory. As big as it gets. B7. Clear, crisp, grind bass. I want bass. Scoop beef. Warm up my DI. This should be should sound pretty good. And let me check my there we go. Alright, let's check our let's see how she feels. Hopefully that's sounding better. I know it might be a little bit loud. Nope, still buzzing. Yeah. Yeah, it was the patch, and also it's a single coil pickups in here. Buzz, no buzz. Quieter with buzz, louder with no buzz, right? So yeah, there was a little bit of distortion on that bass patch, but let's see how she feels. Let me get my glasses out of the way. All right. Just moved my bridge back on my what was that? Gary, welcome, man. That's better. Thank you, Jampro, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'll save these patches in my Reaper project, so I've got a nice clean guitar, bass tone, but something that's realistic. I'm liking the sound. I think I can turn it up a little bit here and see what it sounds like here. Let's see, Gary, what did you say? Just move the bridge back on my GiO bass. Still can't get the intonation right. Oh boy, yeah, these things are a little bit notorious for that. But I will show you my process, and maybe you'll see something that I do that you don't. There could be something different. But man, these things can be a little bit tricky. I have not even touched the intonation on this yet. Okay, now I've made those adjustments, and it almost seems like the string action is still getting up. Yeah, and tuning the instrument. Now I'm at 6/64 on the low B, and almost 6/64 on the high A, on the A, 5/64, 4.5, and 3.5. So this low B string, I think I can get it to come down some. Let's listen. I know. Boy, you got to keep the balance on these. Okay, let me get the string action. Boy, yeah, these things being single coils, of course, right here, we have the worst electricity in the world. So it's dirty electricity. Bringing the string action down a little bit more. Okay, let's check our string action. Now we're talking 5.5. We're at 6 on that. I want to get that down to 5. I'll retune it and we'll see. That's the thing when you're adjusting your instruments like this, especially after just putting a shim in the neck. Boy, it will continue to move. It's why I don't like to send instruments home to folks the day I get done working on them. I just don't like doing that because I know that overnight they'll likely settle in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna use a pick, you guys. I know. Okay. Woo, yeah, that's noisy. You guys definitely heard that right. Let's go to Reaper. I want to open up my tuner here. And feels pretty nice. got a little fret buzz right there, and I can tell that that fret is a little bit high. So here we go. If you run into that, I'm gonna give this thing a little tap with a rubber mallet. No, I'm joking. It's a plastic mallet, and it does a good job of not denting up the frets. I can use the brass end of this hammer if I have to really give them. I can see that I can see that the fret has popped up out of there. So we're going to give it a little tap. You got to be careful not to hit the string with your hammer. Now, also, I'm going to take, let's get one of these. I want to see if I can push down on that fret, because I may have to glue it in place. Woo! Oh boy, that was good. Let me see if I can scratch up his bass by knocking my camera over on it. And he'll appreciate the ding that I just put in his bass, because he's of the mindset that if it ain't broke or if it ain't dented, you're not playing it. Okay, what I'm going to do is give this a tap with the metal end of this hammer. Boy, we got a tall fret. So that one. So we are going to have to raise the string action on this. I can't reduce the neck relief, and can't get that fret to go down. I am going to give it a couple more little whacks. See here if I can make it. Now, here's one thing I will very highly recommend that you never do. I'm sorry if you couldn't see what I was doing there. Never start spot filing frets. You will absolutely regret it. Lunch is over. Back of the grind. Cool. Sure. Jampro. Better than bass plugins for guitars for sure. Let's see. I just moved my... Okay. Dean's short scale bass that he's in recording. Yeah. That is not a bass, right? Bass plugins for guitar. Yeah, I'm running through, my plugin that I'm running through right now is the Dark Glass by NeuralDSP. And I think it sounds fantastic. I have Parallax if you want to do some more heavy metal type stuff. Yep, we got a little bit of room to lift this saddle up. It's definitely settling now that I've done a little bit of work on this thing. So what I'm going to do, I know that my saddles are level, although this one, now it's level. Alright, let's check what that did for our string action. Probably virtually nothing, but we'll check it. So I'm going to bring this up to 4/64 at the 12th fret. And again, things will move as I make other adjustments to this instrument. So that one started out at like 3.5, and so it's still catching that fret right there. Boy, I would love to get that fret to drop down a little bit. Can't. Okay, I can push it down. So we're gonna do my favorite thing to do. Let's use a little bit of CA glue on this one. So if you have a fret, you know, if you're getting, this fret is way too high. And I can see that it's making contact right there. So what I'm going to do is push down on this fret while after I put some CA glue in it and get it to stick down into the fingerboard a little bit further. Let's get some CA glue. We'll make a mess here. This is what we got to do. You know, if you take your guitar to a guitar shop and have somebody work on it, I've said this many times, but you know, the guy working on the instrument can't always find out what's all wrong with it, but just by, you know, the initial consultation. That's why I don't quote people prices on stuff. I give them estimates, and sometimes we got to do a little extra stuff, and sometimes a lot of extra stuff. And if I run into something major, you know, I always call a client and say, hey, look, this is going to be an extra $150. You know, we got to do a fret level and crown or something like that. So I do my best to make sure that people are aware of what we have to do. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do here. Oh, here we go. I got this. Beautiful little. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make a little mess on the fingerboard, of course. Let me get you down here where you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes we have to do this. I'm gonna get my my Speedy Dry Spray Out Neck Honey. I love this stuff because I think it was based in Seattle, but this is actually CA glue accelerator. All right, so here's the string that is giving me some issue. Put this little block of wood on here. Put a little shot of CA glue in here, and I've got my handy dandy razor blade. And I've got my neck block underneath this. I'm pushing down as hard as I can. And then I'm going to give it another couple little taps here. No help. It's helping a little, but I can't push that fret down in there. It might not be a bad idea to pull this fret and reseat it, but it's definitely bottomed out on the backside, and it may have been repaired at one other time. So I'm going to continue to raise the string action on this until we got a clear note, and we'll see what happens with that. Grab a rag here. Nice clean rag. CA glue accelerant has never hurt a guitar string. Yeah, we're still around 3.5 64ths, so we're going to bring this string action up. This guitar is definitely settling as I move stuff. Now we're at 4. Boy, that note's bugging me. Doggone it, I wish I could get that to drop down. I have to decide what to do here. I may be pulling that fret and then reseating it. You know, it's either that or we could do a fret level, but you can probably see here that that fret is raised. I can put my razor blade underneath it, obviously. Want to see if there's some material under there. Material under there on both sides. See if I can push down on that again. This one's being a still am able to push down on this. Oh, that's good. Let me I'm gonna clean this out a little bit more. In fact, here's what I'm gonna do. Now I know I'm getting kind of nutty about this, but just lifted it ever so slightly. Get my razor blade in here. Oh yeah, some guck came out from underneath that. Yep, see these chunks of stuff are coming out from underneath here. So this may just have had something under it. Should have done this first, but hindsight's always 20/20, right? Now let's see what happens when I push this thing back down. Able to bottom it out. The light kind of sucks here, so a little better light up here. I also have added a MIDI controller to my if I can get that to stay there. That'll be good. You know what I just realized? Also, give me a second here. I'm going to change that G string. I hit the string. Make mistakes once in a while. I think I hit the string with my hammer while I was trying to tap that fret in there. Jampro, have a great afternoon. I hope to hear from you soon. How things are going. Things seem to be working here good for me, so I can't tell you all how much help I've gotten from Mr. Jampro on getting my audio right here on my YouTube channel. And this weekend was no exception to that rule. He was extremely helpful. We have individual bass strings here at the shop. So, and the same brand that I used on this instrument. So, as you can see right here, I've got a little ding in it, and that's helping it hit that fret, I believe. So, let me get this string off here. We'll put a new string on it and see what happens. I know this is taking a while, guys. I thought I'd be done with this thing by now, but I was not expecting that one fret to be such a pain in the neck. And I was not expecting to nick the string with my hammer. I think this is a big reason why guys, a lot of guys won't do live streams fixing instruments, because they don't want to show the mistakes they make. Now, no damage has been done, but it's now again here, let's get you back here where you can see what I'm up to. Just putting a new string on here. I need to get this, my drill is right in the way. There we go. Alright. Mistakes happen. It ain't the end of the world. If that's the worst thing that happens today, I think I'm going to be alright. Oops. Alright, give me a second here. We'll be done putting this new string on here, and we will see. This is a 45 gauge string. Let's see if I can make this neck work. It's got a little bit too much neck relief for my taste. It's got about maybe 20 thousandths, and I like it down around 12, but I want to make this instrument work for the owner. He loves this bass. He's had it for a long time. Yep. If I can get that thing glued down, let me tap it here again. Okay. Now I think what I'm gonna do, I might need to go get a hand with this one. Maybe have Mike push down on this thing. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use some more glue. We're going to glue it. Brute force. All right. Oh, that just did it. That was so nice. I wish I'd done that to begin with, but hey, sometimes we don't do everything we should do right out of the gate, right? Gotta get this excess CA glue off of here. You'd be shocked how many guitars and basses have this little repair done to them. But I can now see that I have proper clearance. Let's check our string action again. I'm going to bring it down just a bit. I'm just lowering the string action ever so slightly. I want that note to be nice and clean for him, but I also want the instrument to be playable. And we're at 4/64. I'm still lowering it. I want to get this thing as low as I can possibly get it. I got this one here that give me a little fret buzz there too, so we're chasing frets today. A wood block. Okay, we're just going to give this one a little tap. Not hit the string. And I can see that little tap, I'll show you what just happened when I did that. See this guck that just squished out of the end of that fret? That means that some stuff got pushed out of there, and hopefully there's still a little bit of fret buzz there, so let's hit it one more time. And I want to get the my neck block a little closer. Let's get this ugly old shim. This is what it takes, you guys. You want to do your job right, you repair your own bass right. Sometimes we got to do this kind of stuff. Okay, we're going to give it another little tap. Let's give it a little more love here. Now when I'm doing this, something I'm looking for is the distance I can push the string down here, and then the distance I can push it down here. And I can see that the distance here is slightly more than the distance here. But that note is fairly clean, although it is an F sharp, and I know that this guy plays some Judas Priest, so we're going to try and beat the hell out of this thing. I can still see some guck squirting out of here. Feeling a little better about it. Sometimes we gotta just take a little moment to get things right. Let's tune this thing up, see how she's working. Thanks for hanging in, you guys. I know this is not a terribly exciting live stream, but not a lot of rock and roll going on. The string action a bit. I think we're getting on the airing on the side of almost uncomfortably low, which is fine. And we're about now back down to 3/64. So the whole string action of this instrument is changing as time goes on. As we move forward, as it sits here and piece of wood starts to change. So what I'm gonna do here, I think we can see this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give each one of these a half a turn. With my hex key. It's a hex key, it's not an Allen key.
I have a feeling I know what that's for.
Oh. That'll make that thing look brand new. Boy, that Les Paul that we did the other day, man, that thing, holy smokes, what a beautiful guitar that is. We got a 92, Les Paul, yeah, Gibson Les Paul. Here at the shop that we now have in stock that is for sale. I may play it before the end of today's show because I'm gonna likely have to put a new output jack plate on it. Okay, the D string needs to come up just a hair. I'm gonna go another half turn. If I keep these half turns, I know that my saddles are laying level where I left them. 4. We're going to come up another half turn. Another half turn. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. Alright, there we go. Now this is looking really nice. And then we'll do the intonation. I know I told you I'd do intonation on this thing, but we had to make sure it was playable. Alright, here we go. Thanks for hanging with me, you guys. Black instruments. Whew. They are fingerprint magnets. Okay, I'm going to play this for a moment and then we'll see what we got for intonation on this thing. I'm hoping I'm close. Get both these volume knobs at the same volume and they actually, the buzz goes away. Get my glasses up here out of the way a little bit. Forgive me for not being the world's greatest bass player. I'm going to check our tuning real quick. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see how I'm intonating this. I should be able to, let me go to OBS here, and let's see, display capture. I think I can, oh, no, let's do this. Give me a second here. Window capture. And I should be able to do this. I'm going to call it a tuner. Alright, and what window? Reaper, Chrome. Nope, you can't see the tuner. It doesn't let me do that. Alright, let's cancel that. Let's get rid of that. Oh, okay. So what we'll do, I'll just do a display. Let me check the properties of this. Yeah. Capture method. Okay. Alright, so let me get this out of the way. Should be. So I'm hoping that you can see my tuner on here. And then I hit a. Boy, that's perfect, almost. A little bit sharp, so we're gonna drop the pitch of that a little bit. Oh, where'd my Phillips go? Really, my Phillips screwdriver is not like right in front of my face. I must have knocked that on the floor. Nope, I didn't. All right. So we're gonna start with the low B, and hopefully you can see my tuner on my screen. So I use the octave harmonic and then fret the note. Nothing worse than being sharp in your intonation because you bend notes sharp. So you want to lean on the side of flat when you're intonating. Is what if you're going to be off at all, you want to be flat. Still, let me see on OBS. Okay, that is not shown. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I realized you couldn't. Let me do this. I'm just trying to, come on, I'm making some minor adjustments. Alright, there we go. Now you can see my screen capture. Okay, so, and we'll make I'll get OBS out of the way, and we'll make this, let's float. That out of the way. We'll make this a medium size. Okay, so now you'll be able to see my tuner. Okay. So we're still very sharp. Gonna move this back. And you notice I'm not changing the lowering the pitch of the string before I do that. I know a lot of guys like to tell you to do that, but I do it after the fact. Then I want to check all the strings on the instrument to make sure my neck tension is correct. So I'll check the tuning of each string. I know my voice might get quiet a little bit when I'm speaking. I have a ducker on this. I tune quite often doing this. There we go. I've gone a little bit too far, so we'll move this back a little bit. This is my tuning. So still gone back too far. We'll chase this around for half an hour. There we go. I've probably moved it way too far. Yeah, and we did. I did. I gotta find that sweet spot. One thing about these the NeuralDSP tuners is that they hear these low notes on a 5-string or 6-string bass very, very well. Whereas a snark tuner or even a good old Boss tuner has a little bit of hard time hearing that. So this makes my job a little, boy, chasing that around. I'm going to give that a quarter turn. Quarter turn. Now, when I'm moving the saddle towards the nut, I will push hard on that screw to make sure it's not just unscrewing and pushing out the back and not actually moving the saddle. When you have string tension on it, they'll do that sometimes. You think you're making an adjustment and you're not actually moving the saddle. There we go. Bit sharp. Okay, so let me go back to my webcam. You can see how I'm using this tuner. We'll go back to the camera, and not showing anything here. Let me my camera guy, he drinks a lot. I know I say that all the time, but he really does. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing here with my actual physical movement. Got to see my tuner. So here we are. I could show you both screens, but it would take me a little bit. So we're still just slightly sharp, so I need to pull the saddle away from the nut. And this is what I was if you're loosening it, trying to move the saddle towards the nut, sometimes when you loosen this, the actual saddle doesn't move. The screw will just push out. Right now we're a little bit sharp. Yeah. So as you tighten this, the saddle's moving with the screw, and it's working the way a screw is supposed to work. But when you're loosening it, sometimes, again, that screw will push out the back of the bridge. Still just ever so slightly sharp. Making small moves here. So now I'm sharp again because I moved the saddle. It's always nice to see the tune of the pitch of the string be changed when you move the saddle. Then you know the saddle's moving. Still ever so slightly sharp. And then sometimes it strike the note. Here we are, perfect. There we go. If you put a tuner on this at home, you would see you could tune it yourself and see that I'm being pretty accurate with this. We're a little sharp again. It seems like I leaned on the side of being sharp when I did my preemptive strike after pulling all the saddles off this thing. Sharp. Ever so slightly sharp. These neural tuners are pretty darn accurate. I like them. Doing this, especially on my new computer, man. This thing, killing it. I'm out of a job. No fret buzz, everything's working great. I like it. Now I remember that I have to remember that when I'm talking while I'm playing, y'all can't hear me. 5-string bass, many vibes, yes sir. Okay, everybody against the wall, figure out what's going on. Hey, I'm you sound like a police officer. Answer my questions. You help me investigate getting you in trouble. Yeah, no, doing some intonation work, and hopefully the sound's working. I know that my voice gets cut out, but I've done that so that I can play through some real amps and let you guys hear these instruments in their full glory. Seems like it's working great. gotta stretch this G string a little bit. I just put a new G string on it because I kind of damaged it slightly. I'm gonna go back to my tuner. I'm just tuning the G string. We'll give him a good stretch and we'll check. There it is. And we'll stretch it again. Because I took the string tension off of this, I'm going to go ahead and give all these strings another good stretch. With this, I'm almost done with this instrument, and then we're going to go get a Les Paul and start messing with that one. And I got one thing to do on that really simple. Boy, I'm glad I stretched these strings one more time, because I'd have given it back to this guy and he'd have had to fight the tuning in it. Getting a lot out of that one. I stretch the hell out of these things. I am not nice about it. Go. Something I do when I intonate an instrument is play some chords at the like a cowboy chord, and then move it up to the 12th fret using the 12th fret rule, just to see if the chord is still in tune chordally instead of just one note. And I would say that this thing is a success. This instrument is back up and working just fine, and I think Jeff's going to dig it. I'll call him here in just a moment. Really super cool guy. I hope that y'all would get to meet him someday. He plays drums, bass, vocals, and a couple different bands here in our neck of the woods, as I like to call it. And he sat in on bass for us and did a fantastic job, and it was really nice to have him there. Bass players are the busier than the President of the United States. All right, now one last thing I gotta do. I'm gonna unplug this thing. I want to check pickup heights. Let's unplug that. Sorry about the noise. All right, let's check a pickup height real quick, because I've changed a bunch of stuff on this instrument, so we're way too far away. Where's my... There we go. Yeah, they need to come up a bit, both of them. So we're going to see how these behave. And these are those pickups that don't like to move. All the screws are loose and the pickup's just sitting here not moving. So we might be up about as high as we can get. Whoop, about as high as we can get it. Might need to change some springs on that, but let's see. I did raise it up ever so slightly. Boy, it's better than it was, but these pickups are just not going to come up to the height that I'd like them. So we'll just make an adjustment to get them in relationship to treble to bass strings proper. I'm just pushing these down to where, there we go, to where there's spring tension on this, on these set screws, and we'll lower one side. Okay, this is 5. That's 5. So we're going to drop this side down a little tiny bit so that I've got a 32nd of an inch further away on the bass side than on the treble, and I'm dead on there. Now let's look at this bridge. I wonder if this one will come up. Are you gonna move for me? Oh yeah, those springs seem to be working. That's about as good as it gets right there. These pickups are a little bit too far away from the strings, but all that does is really makes your pickups not be quite so bright. So they'll be a little bit more dull, but I think we all agree that we have a treble knob on our amps that we could correct something like that with. Although what would be the proper thing to do would be to put longer springs in here and push these pickups up a little bit higher, but we're going to go ahead and leave well enough alone at this point. It's not something that he complained about. So let's see. Boy, I would love to get that a little bit closer, but yeah, we're just right on both of these. So we've got a good balance. We should. I just want to check the balance between the two pickups. There is going to be some noise when I do this because these are single coil pickups and there's a lot of buzz. So neck tone dimed. There we go. I think we're all good. What do you think? I think we did it. I think we did it. Let's close that. So we have a bass that's done. I want to check my levels going in. Alright, audio's looking great. Let's mute that channel. Alright, let's go grab a Les Paul. And I'm going to call Jeff while I'm grabbing the Les Paul. Oh, and I got a bass that another bass that I got to repair. Here we go. All right, so our next project is this. Isn't this gorgeous? It's just beautiful. It is for sale for the right price. If you're interested in it, you can reach me via email on my YouTube channel. Oh, I got to put the covers back on that bass, but we'll get to that here shortly. Let's call Jeff and see if he wants to come get his bass today. Jeff's such a cool guy, and thank you all for hanging with me today. I appreciate you being here and all the support that you guys get. The Milkman's Kid. It's so weird how chords sound on it. Yeah. compared to how much cleaner they sound on a 6-string. Yeah, that isn't that interesting. Boy, I wish I knew them all. Let's call Jeff real quick. So I've gotten the string action on that bass so much better. See if he answers his phone. I think he's working today, so I don't know if he'll answer, but we'll try. Let me turn it up. Jeff's a cool dude.
Howdy.
Jeff, hey brother.
What's going on?
Your black SDR bass is ready to go home, dude.
Right on, right on. I will stop by after. Are you teaching today?
I have one student this afternoon. That's it. So don't worry about it. I'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything. I pick up my truck after 5, so I'll just stop by right after that.
Okay, that's perfect. I'll definitely be here. And I don't have a student at that time. And I got everything dialed in on that thing, man. The one thing I can't do is adjust the truss rod. Unfortunately, that thing's been run out. So it's got a little more neck relief than what I would want it to have. But we've gotten the string action a whole lot better. I did a neck shim for you, put a different neck shim in it, and so it really helped the string action a lot.
Oh, good.
So I think you're gonna dig it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
All right, man. I will see you later today then.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. See you in a
brother.
bit.
See
All
you.
right. Bye. Holy smokes! It's almost 2 o'clock. Good grief! Wow, where'd the day go? Okay, so we are changing out on this Les Paul. This. One of the worst things Les Paul's ever had put on them is this right here. What a piece of junk. You'll notice that all the corners are already broken off of this one. In fact, let me do this first. All the corners are already broken off of it, and it just looks terrible. And it's wobbly, it's cracked. That's the first thing on any Les Paul ever that gets busted. So I changed these out on mine the moment. If in fact, I've never bought a Les Paul or SG that had a plastic one, because the guy that owned them either before me or Gibson put a metal one on there because they know these are absolute garbage. Now the new one's going to be all nice and shiny gold, so I may do something, but we're going to reuse these old screws and the old nut and washer on here, and we will put a lock washer on the back side of this if it doesn't have one, which it probably doesn't. And nope, it doesn't. And we're going to remove this nut. I don't know who thinks that's a good idea. This is terrible. It does not work. Right? That is useless. It's a waste of a nut. A lock washer would cost probably half as much as one of those, and it would work a whole lot better. All right, let's see. We have a from Case. We just bought a. So hopefully this thing, the holes line up. That's the thing about doing these, that we run into having to do something. I know that it's bent. Like if that was a guitar, really, the angle, the roundness of it. Okay, so it sticks out about a 1/16 inch beyond the guitar. Okay, so let's do a lock washer. I'll do that first. There we go. I keep hundreds of lock washers here because I know that guitar manufacturers are so damn cheap they won't put lock washers on a guitar. It's just astonishing to me. Alright, so I can probably rough this thing up a little bit. So one thing I do need to do before I do this is I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to tap it down a little bit because it's bent too far. Definitely. coming along. Now we're talking. Still got a little bit I can go. We don't want it flat, but I'd rather have to bend it into position than like have it sticking out off of the guitar. Right? We did a whole bunch of work on the electronics on this. Well, not a whole bunch, but enough that the thing is actually working now. Come on, line up. Holy smokes, look at that. This is a lucky day. This is my, ooh, careful. This is my lucky day. The holes line up. I cannot believe it. I think. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if I've ever gotten this lucky on a Les Paul. Look at that. Okay, now, before I get too carried away, got some buffing compound that's still on there. There we go. We'll plug this thing in and play it for a moment. No, I played it on my on a live stream the other night, and the thing works great. It just sounds awesome. I played it through several different amp sims, to the Morgan amp sim, but the one I didn't play it through is Archetype Gojira. So now we've gotten this hunk of crap off of the guitar, and where will we put this in? This is something that I will throw away. It's broken. I don't want to deal with that, so we won't put that on somebody else. Robbie, yeah, quality diodes. Yeah, they let electricity go one way and not the other, right? Okay, so Robbie, it's great to see you. Many Vibes, great to see you. Let me go here and we'll shut that off and we'll turn that on. Oh boy, look at that. Yes, indeed, it's hot. Okay. Turn the volume down, tone all the way up. There we go. So now we have a hot Les Paul. And it's not hot like you'd think. It ain't stolen. But if I told you how much I paid for it, you'd punch me in the face, is what I think. I noticed it's got some guck on the backside here. We're going to clean that up. Clean up the back of it. I got a little cleaning to do on this thing, but this should sound pretty killer. Yeah, it's noisy, all right. What's my amp sim doing? What amp sim am I playing through? Oh, come here. FX, float FX. There we go. Let's make this medium size. Or no, I'll just drag it so I can see it. Okay, this is Gojira. Let's see what this does. That's playing through a super high gain amp, dude. That's what why this is... Oh, now I know why this is making so much racket. Sheesh. I got 2 amp sims going at the same time.
Oh.
I was dumb. Oh, I thought I did. Oh, because I'm not using archetype nollie. Okay, that's why. Tune this thing. Yuck. Tune it. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Come on. I hate how I gotta figure out how to make Reaper stop. When I click on an effect window, I don't want the whole big effects chain window to be open all the time, and it's I haven't figured out the exact way to tell it not to do that.
Are you going to lunch right now?
I am.
I'll wait till you get back.
What do you need?
No, it's gonna. I have to go home, but it's gonna take a little while. So go eat first.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We always got to do something at the exact same time.
Yeah. Well, it was just one of those things. I didn't know Lori needed me to do it, but Joey's there.
Is she all right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nothing like that. I just have to. Yeah. It's just gonna take a little while. It's a computer thing that we need to do together.
Okay.
So.
Security.
And she can't do it. She needs information from me that she doesn't know.
I got you. Les Paul is now very well fixed and repaired. All right, you guys, let's see. I'm going to shut this off, and I think I'm going to go eat some lunch. It's 2 o'clock. Holy crap, I can't believe Yes, we bought that. It's owned by our shop, and the owner of the shop, it's up for sale, of course, and we'd love to sell it. But I think he wants to use it for a gig, and the only guitar he's played, let me clean this off, sorry guys. The only guitar he's played for the last, I think he got it in 1967, is 1952 Telecaster, which I've had on my channel many times. And it's the only guitar he's literally gigged with since roughly 67. I don't know if that's the exact date, but and now we've got this Les Paul Studio, and it looks great, sounds great, plays great, feels great. It's all set up, so he might take it out and play a song or two with it. So I'm hopeful that he'll do that and get a little taste of the Les Paul Studio. It's an ebony fingerboard, gold hardware. Not a fan, but it's got Schaller bridge and saddles, Schaller machine heads, Gibson stamped Schaller stuff. Frets are in excellent condition. It's all original electronics. All I had to do really on the electronics was clean up the pickup selector switch, and it's a little bit loose. Somebody did the whole thing a lot with it, so it's been worn out a lot, or the guy used it a lot. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a great day, and have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Robbie, thanks for being here. Many vibes, Milkman's kids, dude. It's great to see you again. Jampro, Fulio, GC Michael, I love it. Cool name. And Charlie, I saw Charlie's pop in today. So you guys have a really wonderful Monday. All right, we'll see you soon. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it.